already studied the molecular organization of protein structure. All proteins are similar in structure and exist as either primary, secondary, tertiary or quaternary structures. All proteins are also made up of amino acids. Now, we need to look more closely at how the protein structures are related to the molecule's functions. There are different criteria on which proteins may be classified. Classification based on source of protein molecule, classification based on the shape of protein molecule, classification based on composition and solubility, and classification based on biological functions. Let us talk about the classification based on the source of protein molecule. This is the traditional method of protein classification by which proteins are classified as plant proteins and animal proteins. Plant proteins are lower quality proteins since they have a low content of essential amino acids, mainly methionine, lysine, threonine and tryptophan. Animal proteins are derived from eggs, milk, meat and fish and are called higher quality proteins because they contain adequate amounts of all essential amino acids. The classification based on the shape of protein molecule. On this basis, proteins are grouped into two categories, globular and fibrous. The globular proteins. These proteins are spherical or ovoid in shape and are usually soluble in water or in aqueous media containing acids, bases, salts or alcohol. The globular proteins are more complex in conformation, perform biological functions and are more dynamic in their activities. They contain motifs, domains, tertiary and quaternary protein structures. This class comprises of enzymes, protein hormones, blood transport proteins, membrane transporters and receptors, antibodies and nutrient storage proteins. The globular proteins cannot be functionally classified because they perform a great variety of functions. The fibrous proteins. These proteins resemble long ribbons or fibers in shape. They are mainly of animal origin and are insoluble in all common solvents such as water, dilute acids, alkalis, salts and organic solvents. Mainly, the fibrous proteins perform structural or protective role. They are very strong and have elastomeric characteristics. They can stretch and later recoil to their original length. These form a heterogeneous group and include the proteins of connective tissue, bones, blood vessels, hair, horns, hoofs, wool and skin. The examples: collagen, which is major protein of white connective tissues, mainly tendons and cartilage, and of bone. More than half of the total protein present in mammalian body is collagen. Elastins, the major proteins of yellow elastic tissues, the ligaments and blood vessels. Keratins, the major protein of epithelial tissues, skin, hair, feathers, horns, hoofs, nails. It contains large amounts of sulfur in the form of cysteine. Fibroin, the major protein present in silk fibers and produced by spiders and insects. It is composed mainly of glycine, alanine and serine units. Now, the classification based on composition and solubility. This is a common method of classification and it divides the proteins into three major groups based on their composition. They are simple, conjugated and derived proteins. Now, let us discuss the simple proteins or holoproteins. This group includes only amino acids as structural constituents. When decomposed with acids, the constituent amino acids are liberated. They are mainly globular except for scleroproteins, which are fibrous. Based on solubility, they are further classified as protamines and histones. These are basic proteins containing high content of basic amino acids like lysine and arginine, which form salts with mineral acids and nucleic proteins. They are present in animal cells, possess simple structure and low molecular weight. Histones are weaker bases and therefore insoluble in ammonium hydroxide solution, whereas protamines are soluble. Example, protamines like clupine from herring sperm, salmine from salmon sperm. The histones are nucleohistones of nuclei. Albumin. These are widely distributed in nature but abundant in seeds. They are soluble in water and dilute solutions of acids, bases and salts, precipitated with saturated solution of ammonium sulphate or sodium sulphate and coagulated by heat. Example, leucosin in cereals, ovalbumin from egg white, serum albumin from blood plasma. The globulins. These are of two types, pseudoglobulins and euglobulins. Pseudoglobulin is soluble at very low ionic strength, while euglobulin remains sparingly soluble until ionic strength is raised. Example, pseudoglobulin of milk whey. The euglobulin, serum globulin from blood plasma, ovoglobulin from egg white, glycinine from soybean and legumine from peas. The glutalins. These have been isolated only from plant seeds. They are insoluble in water, dilute salt solution and alcohol solution, but soluble in dilute acids and alkalis and coagulated by heat. Examples, glutenin from wheat, glutalin from corn and oryzanin from rice. The prolamins. They are also isolated only from plant seeds. They are insoluble in water and dilute salt solutions, but soluble in dilute acids and alkalis, 60 to 80% alcohol solutions and are not coagulated by heat. Example, gliadin from wheat and zein from corn. The scleroproteins or albuminoids. These occur entirely in animals and are called animal skeleton proteins. They are insoluble in water, dilute solution of acids, bases, salts and 60 to 80% alcohol solution. They are not attacked by enzymes. Examples, collagen of bones, elastin in ligaments, keratin in hair and silk fibroin. The conjugated or complex proteins. These are globular proteins except for the pigment in chicken feathers, which is fibrous in nature. These are proteins linked with a non-protein portion called prosthetic group, which may either be a metal or a compound. When decomposed with acids, they liberate the constituent amino acids as well as the prosthetic group. Depending on the nature of prosthetic group, they are further classified into metalloproteins, chromoproteins, glycoproteins, phosphoproteins, lipoproteins and nucleoproteins. Now, let us talk about metalloproteins. These are proteins linked with metal ions. The metals may be strongly bound by proteins, weakly bound, or it may not be coupled to proteins. Some heavy metals like mercury, silver, copper, zinc are tightly bound to proteins like collagen, albumin, casein through the sulfhydryl groups of side chains. In some proteins, example siderophilin, iron, and in ceruloplasmin, copper is tightly bound. Calcium is weakly bound to proteins, and sodium and potassium belong to the group where metals do not couple with proteins, example in nucleic acids. The chromoproteins. These are proteins coupled with a colored pigment. Such pigments are found in enzymes like catalase, peroxidase and flavoenzymes. Important examples are hemoglobin and myoglobin, which bind respectively 1 and 4 heme groups, chlorophylls which bind a porphyrin ring with a magnesium atom at its center, rhodopsin which bind retinal. The glycoproteins. They are proteins that covalently bind about 15 to 20 carbohydrate units, mainly arabinose, fucose, galactose, glucose, mannose, N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl neuraminic acid to the polypeptide backbone. These proteins contain carbohydrate as prosthetic group. Examples of glycoproteins are glycophorin, the best known among erythrocyte membrane glycoproteins, fibronectin that anchors cells to the extracellular matrix through interactions on one side with collagen or other fibrous proteins. The phosphoproteins. These are proteins linked with phosphoric acid, hence are acidic in nature. They bind phosphoric acid to serine and threonine residues. Generally, they have a structural function such as tooth dentin or reserve function such as milk casein and ovovitalin, the egg yolk protein. The lipoproteins. These proteins form complexes with lipids, mainly with cephalins, lecithin and cholesterol. They are soluble in water, but insoluble in organic solvents. Example, lipoproteins in blood. The lipoproteins are temporary intermediates in the process of transfer of lipids from the site of absorption to the site of utilization. They may be classified into 4 classes depending upon their migration in a density gradient separation. These are chylomicrons, very low density lipoproteins, low density lipoproteins and high density lipoproteins. The nucleoproteins. These are compounds containing nucleic acid and proteins. Example, protamines and histones. These are usually salt-like compounds of proteins because the two components have opposite charges and are bound to each other by electrostatic forces. They are present in nuclear material and cytoplasm and are sites for protein and enzyme synthesis. Example, nucleoproteins from yeast and thymus, nucleohistones from nucleosome complex. The derived proteins. These are derived from proteins by the action of heat, enzymes or chemical reagents. These may be primary derived proteins or secondary derived proteins. The primary derived proteins are those whose size has not been altered by heat or chemical treatment and are of different types, all are water insoluble. Protein, example, edestin, derived from edestin and myosin derived from myosin. The metaproteins or infraproteins, example acidic and alkaline metaproteins. Coagulated proteins, example coagulated egg white. In secondary derived proteins, hydrolysis has occurred and the protein becomes smaller than the original proteins. The different types are proteoses, example albumose from albumin and globulose from globulin. The peptones, that is protein hydrolysate. Polypeptides, which is combination of 2 or greater amino acid units. The artificially prepared polypeptide has also been placed in this category. Now, let us discuss the classification based on biological functions. The proteins have diverse physical and chemical structures and are located at different places inside the cell. Depending upon this, they perform various functions. Based on the metabolic functions they perform, proteins may be classified into different categories. These are enzyme proteins, structural proteins, transport or carrier proteins, nutrient and storage proteins, contractile or motile proteins, defense proteins, regulatory proteins and toxic proteins. The enzyme proteins. These are highly specialized proteins and possess catalytic activity. Almost all the chemical reactions of organic biomolecules are catalyzed by enzymes. Nearly all enzymes are globular proteins. The enzymes may be simple protein or complex proteins containing a major protein part called apoenzyme and a small non-protein part, the coenzyme or cofactor, in association with the protein unit. The enzymes perform vast variety of reactions. Examples: urease, amylase, catalase, cytochrome C, alcohol dehydrogenase. The structural proteins. These form the structures and hence are inert to biochemical reactions. They are present in the cell wall and form the primary fibrous constituents of the cell. Example: collagen, the most abundant protein of animals, has a very high tensile strength. It is found in connective tissue such as tendons, cartilage, matrix of bones and cornea of the eye. Elastin or structural protein present in ligaments is capable of stretching in two directions. Alpha keratin forms almost all the dry weight of hair, wool, feathers, nails, claws, quills, scales, horns, hooves, tortoise shell and outer layer of skin. Fibroin, which forms the major component of silk fibers and spider web. Resilin, the protein of wing hinges of some insects, has perfect elastic properties and helps in their movement. The transport or carrier proteins. The transport proteins, especially found in animals, are evolved in the transport of many essential biological factors to various parts of the organism. Hemoglobin, the protein present in erythrocytes, binds oxygen as the blood passes through the lungs, carries it to the peripheral tissues and releases it to participate in the oxidation of nutrients. The lipoproteins present in the blood plasma carry lipids from liver to other organs. Ceruloplasmin transports copper in blood. The nutrient or storage proteins. These proteins are stored in plants, animals or microorganisms and are utilized whenever needed. Example, the seed of many plants stores nutrient proteins required for the growth of germinating seedlings. Ovalbumin is the major protein of egg white. The milk protein casein stores amino acids and is the source of energy. Ferritin, found in some bacteria, plant and animal tissues, stores iron in non-toxic form. The contractile or motile proteins. These proteins provide cells and organisms with the ability to contract, to change shape or to move about. Example, actin and myosin proteins function in the contractile system of skeletal muscles. Tubulin is the protein from which microtubules are made, and these are responsible in cell endoskeleton. The defense proteins. These proteins help the organism to defend against invasion by foreign species and protect the organism from injury. Example, the immunoglobulins or antibodies are specialized proteins made by the lymphocytes of vertebrates and recognize antigens expressed on the surface of viruses, bacteria and other infectious agents. Interferon, fibrinogen and thrombin have enzymatic action and blood clotting proteins that prevent blood loss when the vascular system is injured. The regulatory proteins. Some proteins help to regulate cellular or physiological activity. These include hormones like insulin, which regulates sugar metabolism, glucagon and thyroid stimulating hormone for many cellular processes, growth hormone required for our growth, G proteins, a class of GTP binding proteins which mediates the cellular response to many hormonal signals. Regulatory proteins also bind to DNA and regulate the biosynthesis of enzymes and RNA molecules involved in cell division. The toxic proteins. These proteins have toxic properties like snake venom, bacterial toxins and toxic plant proteins like ricin. The toxic proteins have defensive functions. As the proteins have varied functions, they must have definitely evolved to fulfill these functions. The widely studied proteins are hemoglobin and myoglobin. Vertebrates use hemoglobin for oxygen transport and myoglobin for oxygen storage. These proteins are evolving via mutations, duplications and recombination in their genes, and this is proved by existence of a multitude of variant hemoglobin in the human population. Due to mutations, variant hemoglobin is formed which has pathological effects and leads to sickle cell anemia and thalassemia. The other proteins well studied are immunoglobulins, in which variability in structure leads to versatility in binding the antigenic component and exhibiting immune response. The recognition of the antigen by B cells leads to clonal selection of a large number of cells producing specific antibodies. The antibody diversity is achieved because of multiple somatic recombination and mutations in antibody producing cells. There are diseases associated with the immune system. Example, in AIDS, HIV attacks the T cells required for the growth of B cell clones. Now, conclusion. There are various criteria on which proteins may be classified. The proteins perform various functions in the body of living organisms. Because of these varied functions, these proteins have evolved to fulfill these functions.